You had to wait a long time to be part of the Arsenal squad. How does it feel now to be in that squad?
I'm very, very happy to be here.
With calls of "it's coming home" in the air and horrendous stories regarding the behavior of English fans being spread across the globe, there's no doubt that football has been the talk of the town this season. With the era of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi slowly but surely coming to an end, many have been asking which young players are dead set on filling the gaps left by these incredible legends of the game. So then, who are the best young soccer players in the world right now, and where can we watch this new generation of football icons kick off from? Well, whether you're a fan of the game or just want to know more about the future of football, you've come to the right place, as we're about to explore everything there is to know about some of the brightest stars of the new generation. So strap yourselves in and get ready for an informative ride, as things are about to get interesting. But before we get into it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with the notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any of the new videos we post. 1. Anatoly Trubin. First up on our list is none other than Anatoly Trubin, who was born in Donetsk, Ukraine on August 1st, 2001, making him only 19 years old at the moment. After working his butt off and commanding his way up the ranks at Shakhtar Donetsk youth team, Trubin was finally promoted to the squad senior team in January of last year and has been taking the world by storm ever since then. He is currently considered to be one of the best young footballers of 2021, having a market value of around 7 million euros to show for it. And considering just how youthful this icon of the game is, it's crazy to think that he has already made more than 40 appearances for the club, resulting in a grand total of 15 clean sheets. It's not just immaculate skill and reflexes which makes Trubin an incredible goalkeeper, though. He is just 1 centimeter short of reaching a height of 2 meters, which makes him an absolute monster in the box. Forwards feel incredibly pressured when facing off against someone of his size, with his speed and ability to stretch, decreasing the probability of a goal being scored tenfold. No wonder he already has 15 clean sheets. Since the Ukrainian has already signed a club contract lasting up until 2024, it looks like he is going to be getting a lot more practice until he eventually makes his way through to some of the best clubs in Europe, which are already chomping at the bit to get a hold of him. 2. Christian Romero. Keeping on the defensive side of things, we have Christian Romero, who was born in Cordoba, Argentina on April 27, 1998. The 22-year-old savage was found by Genoa in 2018, who decided to sign him for an incredible amount of 5 million euros. Remember, this was the very first contract that Romero had ever been a part of, which explains just how much the club wanted to get their hands on him. But just a year after showing what he could do for Genoa, Juventus threw some cash in his general direction, releasing him from his contract and paying him in excess of 24 million euros to encourage this transfer in 2019. Since then, Romero has stayed on contract with Juventus, but has been loaned out to a great many other teams so that he could get more first-team action. Juventus is a pretty strong squad after all, so while Romero has more than enough skill, he needs the experience to truly make an impact. And it looks like this loan spell has actually done well for the center back, who has made quite a few waves while playing for Atalanta over the last year. In fact, he has already made a grand total of 32 appearances for the club, scoring 3 goals and providing 4 assists in the process. Quite the record for a center back who spends the majority of his time ensuring that goals are not scored against his own team. 3. William Saliba. Another incredible defender that we just had to mention is William Saliba, who was born in Bondy, France on March 24, 2001, making him only 20 years old at the moment. Despite his youthful appearance and age, Saliba currently carries a market value of around 17 million euros after being snatched up by Premiership League squad Arsenal. Like the majority of young players, though, he has found himself being loaned out in order to gain the experience needed to flourish in the squad, which has caused him to make a pretty great contribution to OGC Nice. The loan transfer to the French side took place in January of this year and has resulted in Saliba becoming a pretty integral part of the OGC Nice defensive structure, taking on the position of center back for the team. His incredible performance for the Gunners has secured him a spot on our list, which is a breath of fresh air for the man who had a pretty disappointing start to his career a few years ago. Remember, this is the same footballer who made just 14 appearances for the Eagles and served a rather disappointingly short spell at Arsenal. But there is no doubt after the integral part he has played for Nice, Arsenal will be wanting him back as soon as possible. Saliba is going to be a big name in the future of the Premiership League. Just mark our words. 4. Jude Bellingham. Moving on to the midfielders on our list, we have the one and only Jude Bellingham, who was born in Stourbridge, United Kingdom on June June 29th, 2003. This means that the Wonder Kid has only just turned 18 years of age, which is insane considering how he currently carries a market value of approximately 35 million euros. Bellingham caught the attention of Bundesliga team Borussia Dortmund when they decided to completely reformulate their roster and bring on some new generation players to train and revitalize their team. It goes without saying that Bellingham was one of these new additions who was actually brought on before he had even reached the age of majority in Germany. The central midfielder actually broke the record for the highest transfer fee ever paid for a 17-year-old in the history of the game, with Bellingham being snatched from Birmingham for 23 million euros in total. Considering how he was at the time considered to be the youngest player to have ever scored for Birmingham at only 16 years old, it's really no wonder why his transfer fee was so darn impressive. The man has already achieved legendary status. Upon departing from Birmingham, the club actually decided to retire his jersey number of 22, giving him an incredible send-off in the process. 5. Ilaix Moriba. Another midfielder we just have to mention is Ilaix Moriba, who was born in Conakry, Guinea on January 19, 2003, making him only 18 years old at the moment. Although the man had some humble beginnings in his hometown of Conakry, it didn't take long for Barcelona scouts to approach and offer him a pretty impressive contract with the La Liga club. Although it may be true that Barcelona has been experiencing a pretty massive dry spell at the moment, Moriba has made waves by ensuring that the club remains a force to be reckoned with. With just 8 appearances to date, he has already scored a goal and provided 3 assists to Lionel Messi in the process. This isn't the last we'll be hearing of Ilaix Moriba, who has been molded by the La Belgrana's Youth Academy for a number of years already. 6. Florian Wirtz. And then we have Florian Wirtz, who was born in Pulheim, Germany on May 3, 2003 and can currently be seen acting as the central midfielder for Bayer Leverkusen. At the age of just 18, he is by far one of the youngest players on our list and is currently worth a market value of approximately 45 million euros. Funnily enough, the German footballer is actually the product of the FC Kauan Academy, but joined the Leverkusen's under-19 side for a transfer fee of around 500,000 euros in January of last year. With an incredible performance in the attacking role, Wirtz has solidified himself a position in the successful Bundesliga side, causing his market value to rise sensationally as a result. FC Köln are kicking themselves for having let him go for just 500,000 euros. Having already made over 40 appearances for the club and managing to score a total of 8 goals and 7 assists, it looks as if Florian Wirtz is here to stay. But since he is still so young, many fans have been watching him with eager eyes to see whether his bubble is about to burst. To date, though, he remains a solid player with more talent than we've ever seen in the midfielder role. So we're almost certain he'll be sticking around for at least a couple more years. Who knows? He may very well be the next iconic name of football. 7. Ryan Cherki. By far the youngest player on our list is Ryan Cherki, who was born in Lyon, France on August 17, 2003, making him only 17 years old at the moment. And while he might not have been able to solidify himself as a permanent starter for his home squad over the last year, experts have described him as a super sub whom Lyon call on to change the game for the better. This French forward has made a total of 21 appearances to date for Olympique Lyonnais, but everyone who watches him play can see he has a lot of potential. With a market value of around 25 million euros at the moment, we assume that he'll be staying with Lyon for the foreseeable future, at least until he is able to secure himself as a starter, gaining a lot of experience in the meantime. 8. Amad Diallo. And last but not least, we have Amad Diallo, who was born in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire on July 11, 2002, making him only 19 years old at the moment. With an impressive market value of 15 million euros under his belt, the incredible forward has found himself on the side of Manchester United after getting transferred from Atalanta. And while many doubt his skills and worth, he has already proven himself to the club. Having played just 88 minutes in total for Manchester, it was he who scored the crucial goal against AC Milan so that Manchester could go through to the second round of the Europa League on aggregate. But what do you think of these young players? Be sure to let us know in the comment section down below.